Hey, aviation enthusiasts! Welcome back to Widebody Workhorse, your go-to channel for all things aviation. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most versatile aircraft families in the sky, the Airbus A330. From passenger liners crisscrossing oceans to freighters fueling global trade and even military tankers supporting critical missions, the A330 family's many variants have redefined what a widebody can do. Stick around as we unpack each model, explore their stories, specs, and impact, and see why this jet is a true workhorse. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and let's taxi down the runway into the world of the A330. Let's kick things off with the big picture. The Airbus A330 is a twin-engine, wide-body jet born in the late 1980s, a time when Airbus was pushing to challenge Boeing's dominance in the long-haul market. Developed alongside its four-engine cousin, the A340, the A330 was designed for medium to long-haul routes, offering airlines a flexible, efficient option against rivals like the Boeing 767 and later the 777. It first took to the skies in November 1992 and entered service with French carrier Air Inter in January 1994. With a twin-aisle cabin seating 200 to 400 passengers, a fuselage stretching from 58 to 63 meters, depending on the model, and a range that's grown to 8,150 nautical miles in later versions, the A330 quickly became a favorite. Its secret sauce? Versatility. Airbus crafted a single airframe that could morph into passenger, cargo, and military roles, something we'll explore today. But before we get to the variants, let's note the A330's fly-by-wire tech, a pioneering Airbus feature, giving pilots smoother control and boosting safety. Plus, with engine options from General Electric, Pratt & Whitney, and Rolls-Royce, airlines could customize for cost, power, or range. Over 1,500 A330s have been built, and in 2025, this family's still soaring. Let's meet the lineup. First up, the A330-200. Launched in 1995 and hitting the skies with Canada 3000 in 1998, this variant is the shorter, longer-range sibling of the original. At 58.8 meters long, about 5 meters shorter than its predecessor, it typically seats 246 passengers in a two-class setup, with three classes squeezing in around 210 or high-density layouts pushing past 300. What makes it shine? Range. With extra fuel tanks in its belly, the A330-200 stretches to 7,250 nautical miles. Perfect for transatlantic hops like New York to London, or even tougher routes like Los Angeles to Tokyo. Airlines like Delta, Air France, and Qatar Airways swear by it. Power comes from a choice of engines: the GE CF6, Pratt & Whitney PW4000, or Rolls-Royce Trent 700, each offering a thrust of around 64,000 to 71,000 pounds. This flexibility lets operators tweak for fuel efficiency or performance in hot or high-altitude airports. The 200's story isn't just numbers. Take Qantas, which used it to connect Australia to the US West Coast, or Air Transat, leaning on it for vacation routes to Europe. It's also a VIP favorite. Some governments and private operators convert it for luxury, with bedrooms, lounges, and even showers. By 2025, over 600 have been delivered, and despite newer jets, its reliability keeps it flying. Fun fact, the A330-200's design tweaks, like a strengthened wing, came from lessons learned with the A340, showing Airbus's knack for cross-family innovation. What's your take on this long-range champ? Let me know in the comments. Now let's meet the A330-300, the family's foundation. This was the first variant, rolling out in 1994 with Air Inter. At 63.7 meters long, it's nearly 5 meters longer than the 200, packing in up to 277 passengers in a typical two-class layout, though budget carriers cram in 400 plus for short hops. Its range, around the 6,350 nautical miles, suits medium-haul missions like Singapore to Sydney or London to Dubai. The same engine options as the -200 power it, delivering thrust to lift its max takeoff weight of 242 tons. Airlines like Cathay Pacific, Singapore Airlines, and Lufthansa love it for its roomy cabin, 8.8 meters wide, offering passengers legroom, wider seats, and space for galleys and lavatories. The -300's a reliability rockstar. For example, China Eastern has flown these for decades across Asia, while Turkish Airlines uses them for dense European routes. Its cargo hold, swallowing 36 LD3 containers, makes it a dual-purpose gem for freight and people. Early on, it faced teething issues. Some airlines griped about fuel burn compared to Boeing's 767, but Airbus refined systems, and by the 2000s, it was a staple. In 2025, hundreds still fly, a testament to its durability. The -300 set the stage for the family's success. Without it, we wouldn't have the variants we're about to explore. Any A330-300 fans out there? Sound off below. Time to shift gears to the A330-200F, the freighter variant. Launched in 2007 and first delivered to Etihad Cargo in 2010, this model turns the A330-200 into a cargo beast. With a payload of 70 tons and a range of 4,000 nautical miles, it's built for the booming world of global shipping. A reinforced floor, a 3.4-meter-wide cargo door on the main deck, and roller systems let it haul everything from car parts to perishables. Its nose gear, tweaked for heavy loads, and a max takeoff weight of 233 tons make it a powerhouse. Operators like UPS, Turkish Airlines, and Qatar Airways Cargo use it to bridge continents, feeding the e-commerce surge. Think Amazon and Alibaba packages zipping worldwide. Why a freighter A330 efficiency? Compared to older jets like the Boeing 747-400F, the -200F sips fuel, cutting costs. A great story, during the 2020 pandemic, A330-200Fs stepped up, hauling medical supplies, masks, ventilators, when the world needed it most. By 2025, demand for freighters is sky high, and Airbus has delivered dozens with more on order. It's not glamorous like passenger jets, but this variant keeps the global economy moving. What cargo would you load on an A330-200F? Drop your ideas in the comments. Next, we've got a military marvel, the A330 MRTT, or multi-role tanker transport. Based on the A330-200, it first flew for the Royal Australian Air Force in 2011. This variant's a Swiss Army knife of the skies. Its primary gig? Air-to-air refueling, pumping 111 tons of fuel to fighters, bombers, and even other tankers via wing-mounted pods or a centerline boom. That extends missions. Imagine F-35s staying aloft longer over conflict zones. But it's not just a gas station. It carries 291 troops or swaps seats for cargo up to 45 tons, or becomes a flying hospital with stretchers, ventilators, and medics for evacuations. Nations like the UK, France, Saudi Arabia, and Singapore operate over 60 MRTTs as of 2025. The Royal Air Force's Voyager fleet, for instance, supports NATO missions, refueling jets over the Atlantic while hauling supplies. Its 60-meter wingspan and fly-by-wire precision make it a pilot's dream, even under pressure. Airbus pitches it as a replacement for aging tankers like the KC-135, and its edge is clear. Dual civilian-military routes cut maintenance costs. A cool moment? In 2019, an MRTT refueled 6 Eurofighter Typhoons in one flight, a record. This variant proves the A330's reach beyond airlines. What mission would you send the MRTT on? Tell me below. Now, the modern era, the A330 new engine option, launched in 2014 and entering service with TAP Air Portugal in 2018. This family has 2 stars, the A330-900 and A330-800, both powered by Rolls-Royce Trent 7000 engines, slashing fuel burn by 14% over older A330s. The A330-900, the big seller, mirrors the -300's 63.7-meter length, seating 287 in 2 classes, up to 440 in a squeeze, with a range of 7,200 nautical miles. Its new wings, inspired by the A350, span 64 meters with sharklet tips, boosting lift and cutting drag. Inside, the airspace cabin dazzles. LED mood lighting, bigger bins, and quieter rides. Delta, Lion Air, and Thai Airways fly these, loving the efficiency for routes like Atlanta to Paris. The A330-800 rarer is 58.8 meters long, like the -200, but stretches range to 8,150 nautical miles, ideal for thin, long routes like Honolulu to Tokyo. Uganda Airlines took the first in 2020, but orders lag fewer than 20 as of 2025. Why the Neo? Lower costs, greener flights, emissions drop with fuel burn, and passenger perks. A story: TAP's A330-900 cut operating costs enough to expand routes profitably. Both models lean on tech from the A350, keeping Airbus competitive with Boeing's 787. The Neo's a bold step. Do you think it's the future? Weigh in below. Don't miss the oddball, the A330-700, aka the Beluga XL. Launched in 2014 and flying since 2019, this oversized cargo hauler, based on the A330-200, is Airbus's own logistics hero. Its bulbous fuselage, 6 meters wider than standard, swallows massive A350 wings, or A320 fuselages, with a 78-ton payload and 2,600 nautical mile range. A lowered cockpit and huge cargo bay make it unique. Only a handful exist, shuttling parts between Airbus factories in France, Germany, and beyond. It replaced the older A300-600 ST Beluga, and its whale-like look, painted with a smile, earns fans. In 2025, it's vital to Airbus's supply chain. Not for passengers, but a quirky A330 win. What ties this family together? Adaptability. One airframe flexes for passengers, cargo, and defense, with shared parts and pilot training slashing costs. Fly-by-wire, a wide cabin, and engine choices keep it practical. Over 1,500 built, and in 2025, Airbus still cranks out A330 Neos. Challenges exist. Older models guzzle more fuel than the 787, and the -800 struggles for orders. But the Neo's efficiency and the family's track record, think Emirates A330-200s on busy Dubai routes, or the MRTT in war zones, keep it relevant. Stats show over 1,200 still fly, per Cirium data. The A330's a survivor, bridging decades in missions. There you have it, the Airbus A330 family's incredible variants. The -200 stretches range, the -300 hauls crowds, the -200F moves cargo, the MRTT fuels missions, the Neo cuts costs, and the Beluga XL builds planes. This wide-body workhorse powers aviation in 2025 and beyond. What's your favorite A330 model? Drop it in the comments. If you love this deep dive, hit like, share with your crew, and subscribe for more sky-high content. Thanks for flying with Widebody Workhorse. We'll see you on the next flight.